Today, I want to share about the three most destructive forms of negative energy that brings down one's career and luck that I learned from my life mentor, teacher Lu Xia's book. The first is arrogance and becoming full of oneself. A typical example that was cited in the book is when people achieve some level of career growth, they start to feel restless and full of themselves. So for example, they start developing an air of arrogance, and their tone and mannerisms, although very subtle, and the way that they do things starts to make people feel off and uncomfortable. On the surface, what they do seems to be stemming from a point of view of good intention, but their approach and attitude just makes people feel turned off. So they may be highly capable and favored by their superiors for a certain period of time, but their arrogance leads to them being isolated from the team. So they're not good team players, but instead they contribute negativity to the workplace. And teacher Lu Xia says that once this negative energy from arrogance starts to develop, then one will very quickly lose all these successes that they work so hard to gain. Second most destructive source of negative energy in the mind is complaining and nagging. Many people may think that some complaining and some nagging is a way to release the negative emotions that's bottled up within us. However, oftentimes, this leads to a chain reaction of negativity that can be highly destructive. Some examples that were shared in the book are people who face marital problems and they like to complain about their marriage issues or their husband or wife's bad things to their friends outside there or even to their own parents. And teacher Lu Xia says that it's a very unwise move because let's say you vent it out to your friends. Firstly, they're not in your position. So who knows, they may be standing from a biased point of view and they continue to sow discord or they spread more words around, and this creates more tension in your relationship and marriage and ends up ruining your relationship. Secondly, when it comes to spreading to parents, right, every parents, they'll definitely side with their children. So imagine when you go back and complain about your marital problems, relationship problems to your parents, definitely they'll start getting worried. And naturally, they'll develop a bias against your partner. And this doesn't help with the relationship harmony as well. If you need a way to release your negative emotions, don't resort to complaining and nagging. Find a more healthier way. And thirdly, it is selfish desires, greed, and comparison. In the book, teacher Lu Xia shares that misguided and excessive desires often leads to comparison, and this psyche very easily causes one to fail. So for instance, you have this excessive desire of wanting to make large amounts of money. You want to have more materialistic benefits and things like that. And so because of this, you start to compare with the people around or the people that you see on the internet. They are making money. So for instance, you see someone making millions or making a lot of money from crypto, or so they claim. And that's where you decide that, okay, I want to jump into crypto because I want to make this big amount of money fast. But actually, this domain of playing with crypto and trading perhaps is out of your current level of understanding and your current level of ability. So when you dabble into it, you end up losing all your money and you go back to square one or even negative. So teacher Lu Xia shares that it is natural to have aspirations and desires, but we must make sure that it is within our level of understanding. So the greater our goals, the higher we need to elevate our understanding and our mindset and our energy levels in order to attain that high level of goal.